Brian, welcome in. Thanks for meeting with me today. I just wanted to kind of go over a little bit of what we'll be doing today and make sure that you're okay that this is being recorded today to be seen by my Bellevue supervisor and classmates as part of a requirement for my course. But once it's shared, it will be destroyed.
Okay.
Is that something you're okay with?
Yes.
Okay. So how's your day going today?
Let's go. It's pretty stressful at this moment. Of course, everyone knows I'm leaving by tomorrow, but it's gut wrenching at this point. My cravings have gone skyrocket high, but at the same time, I'm trying to keep in control of that. Because like again, it's stressful because I can't get into a place right now, so I have to go to a hotel room, but yet at least with the hotel I found out better hotels.
Mm-hmm.
Not know where the roaches will help you carry your luggage kind of hotels,
Right.
where there's a lot of activity. I have to pay a little bit more, but I'm a little bit more secure, safe in a way. But at the same time, I'm still trying to get into the like Oxford houses or any kind of house where it's still structured, because I still need the structure.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So right now I'm just kind of I'm scared. I'm to a point I'm almost terrified.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Again, that's why my cravings are just getting up there so high. My gut's wrenching up hard, just wanting a drink or something like that.
Yeah, when those feelings come up, what kind of strategies do you use to combat that?
I think of this place.
Yeah.
I think of my fellow peers, because I got my fellow peers, but also I got my sponsor. But again, it's a point of maybe losing my job because with the placement, where let's say if I get to a place, where it has the structure, well, how the bus system runs and stuff like that, I'll probably be basically losing my job too at the same time.
Mm.
So there's a lot of scenarios happening right here where a lot of changes are happening, and again, that's where my gut's just wrenching because I don't want to lose my job, I don't want to lose my sponsor, I don't want to lose all these things, but how things are being played out right now, it seems like it might happen. So the stress level has gotten high. To a chaotic, almost high.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I'm just trying to keep my strengths, trying to keep my grounds, to remember the DBT skills that I learned from being in treatment and stuff like that. So everything I learned in treatment, I'm trying to apply towards what I'm going through right now, because that's what I have to apply for in the future anyway, just in case if I was on my own.
Mm-hmm. You'd have the skills that you would need.
Yeah.
To keep going and not break your sobriety.
Yes. But at the same time, it's just still, I still need that structure, because really to be on my own, it's still scary. It's terrifying, Am I ready? The question is, I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready for, to be out there on my own.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why, like today or yesterday, today, or still here in the future, I got more interviews, but to go where it's still structured.
Right, to not quite be out on your own yet, but still making the milestones happen that you need.
Yes.
Such as like maybe trying to get into one of the Oxford houses or something along that line.
Yep. And again, I've been getting turned down from the Oxford houses a lot because of my sobriety. I messed up. I know I messed up. But
you're back now and you're working on it.
I'm back and working on it, and that's the thing that they don't look at.
Yeah, and
they just see on a piece of paper that, oh, here's your sobriety date, and it's not even a month yet, and yet
they don't look back to see the previous work that you've done and realize these slips happened. The thing is I'm back working on it now.
Yes.
That I didn't give up.
Yep.
I admitted I slipped, but I'm working on it now.
And that's the thing, the admitting part.
Mm-hmm.
I admit to the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. You know, I didn't lie about it,
Right.
and I was able to come back.
Mm-hmm.
You know, back and still be, I'm still here.
Yeah, absolutely.
But again, they don't look at that. You know,
They just look at
even
that date.
yeah, they look at the date. And I know this by fact because a few of the peers actually seen some of these people and questioned about it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I mean, I got the feedback back again. You know, and from other interviews too, I got the feedback again on more on the sobriety date. And you know, it's like I hope I be able to get to a Oxford House or something safe where they would allow. Okay, yeah, he slipped up. You know, he relapsed. Everyone relapses at a certain point. I mean, not saying everyone, but a good majority relapses. You know, and my relapse was, you know, a cause because of, you know, sexual manners and stuff like that. You know, where that temptation was pretty high.
Yeah.
And it's just that's where the more frustrating part's at too. You know, at least you know, I got help from my fellow peers. I mean, I got everybody helping me out at the house.
Right.
You know, everyone's willing to you know, put down whatever they need. You know, their personal life off to the side, and yet help me out at the same time too,
Mhm.
which I'm thankful for.
Right.
It shows that, you know, the closeness we all have.
Yeah, they're not throwing you under the bus for the slip up.
Mm-hmm.
They're saying we're human, we're here to work on it, let's work on this together and build each other up.
Yep.
Not tear each other down or hold things against one another.
Yeah, because I mean they feel bad, you know, of my situation, you know. So I mean that kind of gets my up. That's where my strengths will come from, too. You know, having them, showing them they're helping me out, and keep in trying. I got to keep strong for them too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because from getting phone numbers and stuff and keeping in touch, I gotta keep my strengths up to let them know. Say, hey, I haven't slipped up again. I'm still gonna be strong about everything, just in case, you know, I am at a hotel room on my own.
Some support.
Some kind of support, yes, because even if I'm on my own, I'm gonna need some kind of a support system.
Like still going to some of those meetings.
That's one thing I gotta try to keep, you know, in mind to go to the meetings more. If I can get to the meetings.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's where my sponsor wants me to go to a lot of meetings, but that is right now at this point in my life, it's hard to go to meetings right now because I got to figure out a lot of stuff right now. I mean, I would love to go to a meeting, but I cannot afford it right now.
It seems like you have a lot on your shoulders right now with transitioning from here to finding another program house.
Mm-hmm.
And being turned down from program house just because they're looking at a date. And I can understand how frustrating, upsetting, and discouraging, and even triggering that could be for you. And the fact that you're still here and you're working on it and wanting to continue to move forward shows your strength and character and how well you have dedicated yourself to your sobriety and your progress. And you're thinking not just day by day, but you're looking at your situation as a whole going, how can I manage this? What can I do to manage this? Who can I talk to? Which meetings can I get to? Am I going to lose my job? Am I going to be able to pay to stay at the hotel while I'm trying to get into these houses? I'm not too familiar with the Oxford houses and things, but during these interviews, are you allowed to bring in like reference letters? Character reference letters from like maybe employers or?
Not really.
No, they don't look at any of that?
No, because it's majority of vote.
Mm.
You know, the interview is a sit-down interview, plain simple.
Okay.
You know, just like one-on-one like we're doing right now. I mean, that's how the interviews go. They're not going to look at a piece of paper, from other references from other people, because that's from other people. This has to be a majority house vote itself.
It seems like they're
nothing on the outside.
Mm-hmm. And they're going to look at the last sobriety date and automatically have a bias.
Yep.
And they're not going to, and it's unfortunate that they wouldn't look into your past and see he worked really hard. We all slip up here and there in different ways, but you didn't give up. You didn't just say, damn it all,
Mhm.
I'm done. Like, screw everybody else. I did the work. It didn't work out for me. They're not going to take me. You said, no, I'm going back.
Well, like I said, and House of Hope gave me that second chance, so it's like, why not give me that second chance? But like the last interview I had, like I said, my peers kind of confront that person of why,
Mm-hmm.
and they were like they had problems in the past with people when they relapsed that soon. It might happen again. So they're already
They're thinking the worst.
they're thinking too much. I mean, I can understand where they're coming from, but at the same time, they're it's just assumption, assuming that I'm gonna slip up.
It's assuming the worst instead of trying to
Give me that second
give you
chance.
that second chance and the chance to prove them wrong instead of trying to prove them trying to think that you're going to prove them right.
Mhm.
It's breaking that bias, that unfair assumption.
Yep. And it's like I've been like the techs here been helping me out too, like within the interviews because they've been in Oxford houses.
Mm-hmm.
So they were surprised too that during these interviews that I'm getting turned down. I mean, so easily. And a lot of them kept on saying that go back to treatment and stuff like that. I mean, I am in treatment.
Right.
And yet my slip up. There was two things that can happen with the slip up. Either I could be gone already way before,
Mm-hmm.
Kicked out
Mm-hmm.
because lying.
Mm-hmm.
But since I didn't lie, I told the truth, nothing but the truth. They were able to give me that second chance for just a little bit more longer,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't seem to. They kept on their own assumptions. But like I said, it's a house vote, so I mean it's one. It's not just one person. It's
Like a
maybe a
little
couple. That
A few.
yeah.
And then I'm guessing it's the majority rules.
Yep, we have to get 80%, and that 80% is pretty much everybody has to say yes.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, if one person says no, that's pretty much still it. But I have not given up on it. I still got a couple. I got a couple more interviews to go to this week already. Later on, So I mean, but yet, money is not the problem.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. I saved up enough, $7,000. So I mean, I'm pretty well set on that, and then yet, I'm get SSDI
Mm-hmm.
at this point. So I got income coming in.
So they're only looking at that sobriety date.
Yes.
They're not factoring in finances, previous work, the fact that you're back in treatment. They're just looking at that date, and basically, if you don't get across the board and one person says no, it's no for that house.
Yes, it seems like they want a longer sobriety date, and I did have a longer sobriety date. I had 9 months before I had my slip up, and I told them that, and yet still is just frustrating. Even like what I did tell them, I had 9 months before that, sobriety, and I had that one slip up, and yet again,
They're blindsided.
yeah. So, but I'm just hopefully that there be an Oxford house or another house that would just listen to what I gotta say.
Someone to hear you out.
The sobriety date, and yet give me that second chance. Let me, as you said, to prove myself.
Mm-hmm.
For just to prove it that hey, I'm here to build, work with you guys, be structured to it, be right into the program still, because I don't want to lose everything.
Mm-hmm.
Because at this point, I'm looking at. I mean, I'm trying not to look at it too far ahead.
Right.
I'm trying to take it day by day at this point, but yet I'm a person that I overthink things. I look over things. I try to look at, not just like a one-way deal. I'm looking at multiple scenarios.
Yeah, such as like, if I can get in here, I can do this, this, and this. But if I can't, then I'm stuck with A, B, and C,
Mm-hmm.
which is going to affect everything else.
Yep, pretty much. Yeah, and that's the terrifying part. It's like, okay, I wish I could shut it down, but the only way I could shut it down is going back using again.
Yeah. and that's not what you want to
Yeah,
do.
exactly. I don't want
You've
to go.
done too much work to go
Yeah,
back and do that.
yeah. Well, like my sponsor says, my life's been chaotic, and the last time I OD'd, or the last time I went chaotic again, and that's the thing I don't want to go back on doing again, because who knows that this time I won't be able to call myself in. I'll be
You
able
never
to.
know.
Someone else will find me, but I don't want to look at that. I'm going to look at more. Still keep on the structure. I do have a program system where I got fellow peers. From now in the house to where the old fellow peers that used to be in the house I talk to now. So, I mean, I do have some kind of a support system. So, I mean, I call them up at any time, and they're willing to help me out. So, I mean, that's a good thing.
Absolutely.
But yeah, it's still the fear of everything else. I mean, how do I go about everything?
And the fear you're feeling right now is completely validated because there's a lot that is just uncertain right now. And that uncertainty creates fear, and then fear can turn into depression and go so many different ways. Anxiety can go sky high. Thoughts of relapse just to get out of it are there, and it's very real. And it's how we deal with things, not even just day by day, but moment by moment, which will determine where our lives go. So the fact that you're here working on things, trying to still get into these houses, even though you've been turned away so many times, just shows your commitment to your recovery. And that's something that no one but yourself can take away. But even the fact that you said, I own up, I slipped up. But that's not me, that's not who I want to be. I don't want my life to be chaotic. I want to be in control. It just goes to show that level of determination you have for your own self-care and well-being. And all I can say is you've got a lot going on, but your level of dedication to your wellness is inspiring.
Yeah, and well, it's like this. Like my sponsor says, I am not in control of my own life, really. That's the scary thing. I'm not in control of a lot of things. I can't control what's going to happen the next day. I can't control what's going to happen during the whole other day.
But you can control your next step you take at each moment. And it's that moment by moment which then determines your day to day. And it's the little moments that we need to celebrate. The fact that you still currently have your job, that's a good thing. The fact that you have a roof over your head for the night, that's a good thing. And now it's picking and choosing those stressors, dealing with those stressors in a way that is productive for you as much as it can be. Because there is that level of uncertainty that's out of your control. And it comes down to whether or not you can get into the house that you want to get into, or that you not necessarily want to get into but need to. But the fact that you haven't given up still just shows your level of commitment that you're not gonna.
Appreciate that. That's good. So hopeful, to me, it's kind of helpful, especially today is the day. Get everything and try to get everything in order, because tomorrow is the day where I have to go. But again, that I do have a plan B. I kind of somewhat have that plan C, but my plan B is if I can't get to a facility structure today or tomorrow, at least I found a safe haven. The hotel, but it's not to say isolated, but it's in a spot where there ain't gonna be a lot of activity with drugs, alcohol.
Right.
And it's far off from a state gas station. So it's like the temptation, even to, like, say, walk across the street, grab something. It's less
accessible.
Yes. So I mean, that's where I was glad about.
You'd have to go out of your way to find these things.
Yes, way out of my way, and yes, I have to pay a little bit more, but I think it'd be worth it, just for the fact that, like I said, I want to be safe and yet secured in a way. Even if it's not structure at a structural
investing in
place, I'm
yourself.
trying to have structural to myself still at the same
Mhm.
time.
Yeah, like you said, you're gonna pay a little bit more, but you're investing in your sobriety and your recovery instead of taking cheaper options where temptation is more readily available.
Yes, pretty much. Because I mean, I asked a few of the people that knew more about, because I don't know nothing about hotels.
Yeah, you're definitely using boundary setting. You're saying, I'm not gonna do this. I'm
Hmm.
not gonna put myself in this position where I could slip a lot easier. I'm gonna put myself, I'm gonna invest in myself and put myself in a position where it's gonna be much harder for me to slip up
Hmm.
and easier for me to maintain my sobriety and recovery. Yes, it's gonna cost a little bit more, but you're investing in yourself.
That's how I think about it. You know. Plus, you know, as a few of the people told me that the cheaper hotels, man, cockroaches will help you carry your luggage and stuff like that
Oh
too.
yeah, yeah.
So I
Definitely.
mean, at least I'm in a place where that can happen,
Yeah,
you know.
you're not looking out for just
You
your.
know, and again, that's where I'm glad from the fellow peers to help me out because some of them knew about a lot about their lifestyle, how it used to be with the
Mhm.
hotels and stuff like that. So I mean, I was glad for their help into that situation, you know,
Absolutely.
to where I have a better choice on things. Otherwise, my choices were going bad.
Yeah.
What I was trying to go buy cheap
Yeah.
and stuff like that, my choices were getting really bad. And
Yeah, I remember listening to what you were saying about like the city missions and
oh yes,
things
the
like
city
that.
mission. Everyone's still saying about the city mission,
And you're
but
just like, no,
again,
it's awful.
it's a place where no matter what, I always slipped up.
Mhm.
I always go right back in the rut, going back
And
to
putting yourself
booze.
in a situation where you've previously slipped up and you know that happens there, it's not going to do well for you.
No, no, and no matter what, it's still a horrible place where the negativity is bad enough where even it's like if you don't want to drink, but you're gonna end up drinking. I'm gonna end up
Yeah,
drinking
if
and
I,
coking and doing it.
if I
I'm getting
remember,
right back into the chaotic situation again, like every time it happened.
yeah, didn't you say that out in the designated smoking areas people were drinking?
Yeah, drinking and then
Doing
talking.
everything else and all
Yep,
that stuff.
all that, everything else, and it, like I said, my life's chaotic. Where once I started boozing, it's a pattern with me.
Well,
I
yeah,
start
when,
boozing, and then I get to heavy drugs. I go to coke, crack, meth. I just don't stop from there. I'll just waste all my money
mm-hmm.
before I know it. Like the last time, I mean, I'm laying up in the hospital with tubes in my arm,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, what the hell? Just
How did I get here?
yeah,
Yeah,
pretty much.
basically a
What
blackout.
happened? You know, why am I here? Why do I got these tubes in my arm?
It's
You
like the
know.
last thing you remember is taking a smoke break, and then next thing you know, a day or two has passed by, and you've got tubes in your arms in a hospital bed.
Mm-hmm.
Is it? If you know that that's the past, why would you want to go back?
Exactly, and that's what I'm trying not to do. You know, and like they were saying again about the city mission. You know, with the Curtis side. I'm like, well, I've been to the Curtis side 3 times.
And that's the one that had the really, really cheap rooms.
Yes.
And they're like, yeah, it's like a jail cell size, but you know, no.
Yeah,
not,
yeah. I've
not
been there
doing
3 times. That place gave me my first anxiety attack. I never. I mean, I had a heart attack in my early mid 30s, but I thought I was having another heart attack, but it found out to be it was an anxiety attack.
Which can sometimes, it can oftentimes feel like that, especially
Well,
if
yeah.
it's your first time ever having an anxiety attack.
I had a major one, a real major one, because I mean I'm leaning
Your
against the
heart
tree, going.
racing,
I'm like, oh my God, oh man, my shit's starting to. Oh my, am I having another heart attack? But yet I found out from my doctor that it was just a really high
Still
anxiety
scary.
attack.
It's still scary.
You know, and from that point, that's where I knew that place was just not. It's not good for me.
No.
It's not good for me at all. So that's where I'm trying to stay away from. You know, I mean, to be truthful, I'd rather be dead in the streets before I ever go back to that place. But I don't want to get to that point.
Right.
So that's why, you know, I got that plan A, I got that plan B. C is just still floating out there in a way.
C is the unknown, either way.
C is not yet to that point yet. I'm just trying to take on one or two, and that's it. I'm not
Take
gonna
on
try
more
to, I'm not trying to
damage.
get myself too far ahead of myself. Otherwise, I, I might break my structure, of, my status, so I don't wanna break that. So I'm
Mhm.
just trying to take one step at a time, but plan for the worst,
Right.
you
But hope it
know?
doesn't come to that point.
No, 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 but the worst is not saying to use it again, well, it is, but it's not. At the same time, the worst is, okay, if I don't get into an Oxford house,
Mhm.
what's my next step?
Right.
Plan for that kind of a worst kind of scenario. I
Mhm.
mean, I'm not going to say it's way worse would be using,
Mhm.
and that's after, like, say, after C,
Right.
if it goes after C to as you say, the unknown, that's what the terrifying part is about right there for me,
Mhm.
because that unknown part is the unknown, and I'm just trying to hold myself, you know. Remember this place. Remember what I learned from
All your
Centerpoint.
skills
Yes.
and like you said, your DBT, your CBTs,
Mm-hmm.
your skills toolbox that you can fall back on in stress and things like that.
Yes, and yet I
Stress
did
management.
learn my lesson from the last time I relapsed. I learned about certain things on that. You know, at the time I didn't think about it,
Mm.
what was happening, because it just triggered in my brain. But at the end, leaving, I was ashamed of myself. I was hurt of what have I done.
Mhm.
I was hoping that it never would reflect for the future,
Mhm.
but it did.
Right.
There's my consequences still from relapsing.
And the consequence being the change of sobriety date.
Yes. I already had planned. I already thought about that already before my first interview. That could be a problem.
Mhm.
But the hopes, trying to keep my hope up that somewhere again I find a place where I get to be structured in sobriety.
Well, hypothetically, if you couldn't get into one of the houses because they all looked at that sobriety date, would you want to go back? Would the bridge be a possibility to try to add
That
time to that
depends
sobriety
on
date or another facility?
that depends on how they deal with people like on SSDI.
Mhm.
That's the whole ordeal right there. It's I call politics.
The politics of
Because the
program.
insurance and stuff
Yeah,
like
'cause
that.
insurance doesn't want to pay.
Yeah. Well, there's a certain point to where, like, if you're on SSDI, they're not. Yeah, they don't want to pay for that, which
Mhm.
I think is ridiculous. Because my situation's for the mental,
Mhm.
and yet health wise too. And it's like, if you're on regular Medicaid,
Mhm.
they're willing to, my insurance company was willing to always help out with that.
Mhm.
They investigated it. They know there's people out there that need help. Now, why, even if I switched a little bit, why can't they still help me out? I
Right.
mean, outreach, saying, okay, he has this mental problem too, besides with the drug. Is this because I have a mental problem? It's because of overuse of drugs and alcohol and drugs. Kind of falling with my brain. You know, it's just when I get overwhelmed, I go off the edge.
You're not the
I
only one.
well, if I get overwhelmed, more or less, I look for a point to where to take that edge off.
Something to calm
And
you
you
down.
think going back, that's where you go back to using again, because you want to take that certain edge off, that like that gut
That
crunching.
weight on your shoulders.
Yeah, the gut
gut-wrenching,
crunching, yeah.
The fear provoking.
Yep,
Anxiety provoking.
yep, exactly. So that's one thing too with all this stuff happening, is also trying to maintain my mental status.
Well, yeah, because when you're under that level of stress, the first thing that pops to your mind is, this is what I did in the past. When we need to work on, well, what do I have now? I don't want to lose what I have now. And like you said, you're back, you're here, you're trying to continue. You admitted to the slip, and you're like, I don't want to do this anymore. I want it was an accident.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be that person.
Yeah, I don't. But again, it's that mental status, right? Like right now, my gut's clenching. The cravings are really high peak at this point, and it's really, really hard. I mean, I take medications for
Mhm.
that.
Mhm.
And it's like if I don't take my medication, I mean, even if I take my medication right now, I mean, I'm still at a high level. Like right now, my gut is just crunching really
Would
bad.
like any like physical activity, like going for a walk or lifting weights or doing
I still have
something,
that.
you'd,
I still
you
have
wouldn't
that.
feel
Yeah,
any release from any of that?
yeah. I mean, even like yesterday, getting like my mail wise taken care of. No matter what, even if I have to go to let's say the hotel, I do have my mail. I got a PO box now, so I mean, I got that was kind of a lifted scenario.
Mm-hmm.
I just got a call today and let them know my change of address. You know, a lot of people know my change of address, but at the same time, I mean, even some things that helped me uplift it a little bit, I still got that gut wrenching because I'm thinking my mind's just racing.
There's so many
It's-
different scenarios all at once.
Yeah, so many things
Or what
happening,
ifs.
you know, and especially now getting to the final day.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much today's the final day where I gotta get all my affairs in order today. Because tomorrow's gonna be a whole new day, whole new everything else.
Mhm.
And again, with all the scenarios happening, it's just my terrifying part being scared. Because I don't like being scared. I don't like being terrified.
Right.
You know, that the fear and the scaredness terrifies me. So just the two alone into that top line terrifying part, that's what I was always worried about.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I was always, you know, I don't want to get to that point because that's where my fear is at. You know, if I hit that terrifying part, I hope to God, I hope to something, hope to from my fellow peers, but still, I hope for something that'll keep me still structured and safe instead of just going out.
Right. And that's how you found this hotel for worst case scenario, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where it's away from the triggers, the easy access.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of your backup plan. At least you have that.
Yep.
And then you can still continue to apply if you needed to. Hopefully you don't have to go to the hotel. But it's kind of that little safety backup plan of you're away from at least you have running water, electricity, a bed, a roof. And you're away from the
And a
temptations.
microwave.
And a microwave, yes. Yeah, we can heat things up. So you've got the bare necessities there, and you said you have to go above and beyond to get to these substances or these
Mm-hmm.
triggers that would cause you to relapse.
Mm-hmm.
Versus some of these other places where you know, because in the past it has happened.
It's be right out that door, from what I heard, you know, and that's where, when I was checking out these places, I was already thinking about that.
Yeah,
Because I did read the reviews on these places, a lot of them.
that's good.
And the reviews weren't good, so I was like, what's the next step? Where's actually a good place? And that's why I was glad for one of my fellow peers that helped me out. They said, hey, this place would be good because it's way offbeat, near from any gas station. I mean, it is too, because I checked it out yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
We reserved the room.
Mm-hmm.
So it is, people saying isolated, but that's like still that isolation part. I'll need that just to get by, so I don't go out and.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because no matter what, every day is gonna come by, even if I'm in the hotel room. I'm gonna keep on going what I'm gonna do, but yeah, I need that security.
That boundary.
Yeah, that security to just to keep moving on. Not say hopefully, but yeah, just keep on moving on.
Will you have internet access if you end up?
That's the thing too, where the internet access is great. So I mean, I got a laptop, so
Because I know a lot of the places around here also you can zoom into meetings if you can't physically go.
yeah.
So that's, I mean, if an urge hits, you could probably try to look up and find a meeting that you can zoom into on your computer.
I never knew that.
Yeah, there's dozens of them. The churches have them, the community halls have them, and you can look up meetings you can zoom in on in Lincoln. And it'll give you a list of them
Mm-hmm.
with the days and times,
Okay.
along with the link.
Okay, I never knew that. You know, I thought you. But the thing is too, I'm also where the hotel's at. It's a little bit of what, not to say a stretch, but it's just I'm still close to a bus system.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's the one good thing too, where I'm going to go to the bus system, where also too because the Uber, I'm gonna have to do some Ubering maybe.
And that can get pricey.
Very pricey, you know. But I'm glad that with Houses of Hope that where I saved enough money.
Yeah, and again, that's an investment in yourself too.
I basically saved enough money where at least I would give myself some
Sometimes.
a good time, not say good time, but some time, like you said, to figure more things out and hopefully get somewhere.
But yeah, say it's like midnight, 11 o'clock, and you're having those feelings and thoughts of depression, anxiety. I would highly recommend getting on your computer and looking up for a meeting that you can zoom into.
Okay.
And I'm not saying during the day don't go. Absolutely go if you can. But like if you have that late night, look the meetings up. They're there.
Mhm. Yeah, because I mean, like I already got a meeting with the another one Oxford House on Thursday, and then I got another one on Sunday again. So I mean, it's just like I'm gonna still be busy, you know. And yet, that's where to get in these Oxford houses, you got to maintain your sobriety.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, that's where one of my strengths is at because I got to keep my sobriety.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, if I don't, I'm not going to be able to get into an Oxford house. I don't want to go to an Oxford house all hungover or soused up and stuff like that, you know,
I'm curious.
or not go at all,
Mhm.
you know, because I'm unable to.
Yeah. By any chance, do you like to drink teas?
I have in the past.
Have you found like any chamomile tea, lemon tea, any of that helpful for you?
Mostly the green tea always, pretty much.
The green tea?
Yeah, and then before, like I got a ride set up
Mm-hmm.
for Wednesday, so they're gonna take me to Walmart because I got another check to cash. You know, I got cash on me and I got on my card, you know, money. But I'm gonna get a few things, you know, for the room,
Mm-hmm.
food wise or
Mhm.
drink wise.
Yeah.
Tea, I'll probably have to get some more green tea then. Green tea to heat up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so my life is just, whew. That's all I